Okay, so the show opens with a video package from last week where Paul Heyman had given Jey Uso a United States title shot, and how during the match, Jimmy Uso accidentally super kicked Jey Uso, and that caused tension in the bloodline, or rather, tension amongst the Uso brothers. We then cut to a backstage segment where Roman Reigns' car arrives. Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa also get out of the car, and the backstage interviewer, Kayla Braxton, tries to interview Roman Reigns. He ignores her. Tries to interview Paul Heyman. He stays silent. So the big story here is, will Jey Uso fall in line? That's the theme of today's SmackDown. The show opens with a tag team gauntlet match. 6 teams. First, the Brawling Brutes and the Street Profits start off. Brawling Brutes win. Then the OC come in. The Brawling Brutes win again. Then they even beat the LWO. They beat Hit Row really quickly. And finally, Pretty Deadly comes in, and they're the last team, so they're fresh, and they actually beat the Brawling Brutes. Probably what was interesting about this match is all the teams were waiting on the outside and waiting for their turn to get in. I think it was like random. They would play the entrance music of the next team, and they would just enter the ring right away. There was even a point in this match where I think it was Elton Prince that Sheamus hit his, that signature move like 30 times against the ropes. After the match, Pretty Deadly were still celebrating in the ring for like 5 minutes, even after a commercial break, until Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out. Then they ran into the ring to chase Pretty Deadly away, which they, ran away. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came in the ring to brawl with Pretty Deadly, but they ran away. So I guess the show could carry on. Io Sky, accompanied by Bayley, took on Zelina Vega. There was tension in this match between Bayley and Io Sky, and this leads to something a little later backstage. So there was a spot in this match where the referee was kind of distracted by Bayley because she earlier tried to get involved to distract or interfere with Zelina Vega. And then Io Sky rolled up Zelina, but the ref was still distracted by Bayley. This angered Io because, Zelina was able to kick out. And then while Io was distracted arguing with Bayley, Zelina hit a 619 and eventually won the match. We see a backstage segment where Roman Reigns tells Paul Heyman to go meet Jey Uso. We then also see backstage Bayley and Io Sky arguing, and then Shotzi Blackheart shows up and challenges Bayley for her spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Io Sky accepts on her behalf. We then have the Grayson Waller effect in-ring segment with the guest Charlotte Flair. Bianca Belair interrupted, teasing a possible heel turn as well, showing more attitude, and basically saying something to the effect of, "Hey, if I don't get my title shot soon, I'm probably going to take matters into my own hands and start, cutting the line like how Charlotte did." Because Charlotte just returned last week, and now she's the #1 contender to Asuka's title in 2 weeks. We see a backstage segment where Paul Heyman's talking to Jey Uso, but he's not very successful in convincing him. We then have AJ Styles and Michin versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. A big surprise here, Karrion Kross actually pinned AJ Styles. AJ Styles, the man who was the runner-up to the World Heavyweight Championship tournament to Seth Rollins. Kross pinned him. Clean as well. Paul Heyman then came back to Roman Reigns backstage, and then Solo Sikoa scared him away. Solo asked the Tribal Chief, "Hey, do you want me to handle this?" Reigns was like, "No, we got plenty of time." There was then a Cameron Grimes interview backstage where he was then attacked by Baron Corbin. Rey Mysterio then came out and cut a promo putting over Santos Escobar. While Santos Escobar was talking, LA Knight interrupted, and boy, was he super over. He attempted to shake Rey Mysterio's hand, but then shoved him, and that led to a brawl between him and Escobar. Then we get the match started. LA Knight was super over during this match. People were chanting his name. Escobar eventually pinned LA Knight with a roll-up, and after the match, Knight attacked Escobar until Rey Mysterio came out to help him. Jey Uso then walks backstage, and then he sees Sami Zayn no talk whatsoever. Sammy just leaves, and then fans are chanting Usi during that backstage segment. Finally, it's time for the main part of the show. The Bloodline come out. This is Roman Reigns' first entrance since being awarded that new design of the Universal title, or rather that special commemorative belt. Jey Uso then comes out. Roman Reigns tries to convince him to fall in line. Jimmy Uso then comes out, tries to convince Jey Uso to not fall in line. There's then a big bombshell where Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman reveal that Jimmy Uso had all along not wanted Jey Uso to become the next tribal chief. Like, he was aware of this and did not want that. This made it look like Jey got mad and he was pissed off at Jimmy Uso. He got a promo against him and told him, "You're out of the bloodline." Then he said he's out too, and then super kicked Roman Reigns. So I'm sure this would have been a big surprise for me, a big shock, really fun, but unfortunately I didn't watch it live, and I actually scrolled through YouTube and saw a thumbnail of this exact super kick along with a title that kind of spoiled it for me. Uh, so the damage was done there. Even though I quickly closed my YouTube app, it was too late. Then Solo Sikoa started to attack Jey Uso, but they both super kicked him out of the ring. Finally, they both double super kick Roman Reigns as well, and then they stand tall in the middle of the ring. After the match, it is announced that uh, at Money in the Bank, it will be Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos in a tag team match. So, like, wow, okay, pretty crazy, huh? It looks like the story is finally hitting its like climax. So just a couple of matches for next week. We have Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, in a title unification match. We have Cameron Grimes versus Baron Corbin, and we have Shotzi Blackheart versus Bayley, with Bayley's Money in the Bank spot on the line. Okay, that's all for this week's SmackDown. Things are getting interesting from here with the Bloodline. Probably one of the best storylines ever in the WWE. But yeah, let's see where this goes.